Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem. Kyrie Jesu Domine.
Good morning and blessed Lent. Seems rather inappropriate to say Happy Ash Wednesday, but Happy Ash Wednesday. And if you're Catholic or another Christian who celebrates the season of Lent, let's turn on the instrumental guitar just a little bit. It is a time of spiritual preparation, really, for Easter, to celebrate the greatest event in our lives, which is redemption in Jesus Christ. That we have been saved by Jesus Christ. He has pledged salvation to us. Whether we receive it or not is up to us. Up to us living out the gospel that has been imparted to us. Reforming and renewing our lives after the pattern of our Lord to truly become his brother and sister. So we begin Lent, these 40-some days. It's 40 days if you don't count the Sundays of Lent. And it's, like 47 days, 46 days if you do count them. Either way, it's a symbolic biblical number with a lot of meaning to it. It's a recurring number in the Old Testament and even the New Testament. So our Lenten practices, what's the whole thing behind prayer, fasting, and almsgiving? I'm going to be preaching about it at Mass this morning and tonight. Those three practices recommended by Jesus in the Gospel in Matthew, but also, of course, recommended by the Church following our Lord, is to encourage us to break the habit of self-preoccupation, which we probably have more of than ever in human history. We have more means to be self-preoccupied and content with ourselves and not seek out others more than ever before. So we can become very isolated emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And for most people, that's not good. In fact, I would say none of us can handle total isolation all the time. It is not a good reality for us. As God said, of Adam in the garden, it's not good for the man to be alone. Now there he's talking about a helpmate, about a partner for life. That's Eve. But it's really not good for us to be in isolation. And we can be in isolation and just totally caught up in ourselves. So first of all, the first recommended practice is prayer. We want to pray. We want to seek God. There is this invisible being that loves us, that gave us life, and is calling to us, oftentimes very subtly and humbly, sometimes very overtly. But God is calling to us, longing for our company, wanting to help perfect the gift of life that he's given to us through faith, because that's what faith does. It perfects life. It brings completion to life. So prayer, pray more during Lent. Take deliberate times of prayer, new prayerful practices. The second practice of Lent is fasting. And again, to break the occupation with self. I will discipline my normal habits and make them a little more austere. I will not eat between meals or eat less, or I will abstain from certain things in particular so that I am the master of the body and it is not the master of me. And of course, you can apply that fasting and abstain to all kinds of things that we become preoccupied with. I try to take a break from the internet as much as possible. Not totally, you can't do it completely. I got to do emails, and there are some things I do want to keep slightly aware of. I'm not going to have a total news blackout. I'm going to probably listen to 2 news sources for their little presentation every day that's usually under an hour. I haven't made up my mind yet about that completely, just to be mindful of what's going on in the world. And then finally, the third Lenten practice is almsgiving. That once we spend enough time praying and denying ourselves, we realize God has been pretty good to us and we ought to be generous to others. That we are very fortunate and we want to use those blessings for others. So almsgiving, and that causes us to interact with people. The Lord doesn't want us to almsgive by proxy, although a lot of us do. He really likes it when we almsgive in person. Giving people your time is a type of almsgiving. Loving them and being with them. Giving them of your wealth is obviously the historical almsgiving. Anyway, Blessed Lent, we're going to try to do these little 5-minute videos every day of Lent, talking about various aspects of it, prayers, readings, what have you. God bless, and I hope it is a holy season for you.